Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, RingsideNews.com. Happy November. It's No Shave November. I got a head start here, and at least I have an excuse now to look like a bum. Got your questions here from twitter.com/AaronRift, so let's get started with the first one from Taylor Williams. What do you think about a Roman Reigns versus Triple H feud? It would make Roman look strong if he wins, and Triple H would get one last good match. If it was a retirement match where Triple H put his career on the line and actually ended his career by losing to Roman Reigns, I think that that would be a solid idea. My big issue with it is that Triple H has already put over plenty of people over the years. He's already elevated the younger talent. And it's a storyline that's been done several times. I do feel that Reigns and Triple H would be a very good match, probably a great match under the right circumstances. So I would definitely consider that idea, but only if Triple H is willing to go the extra mile to establish Roman Reigns as the guy. And there's also the concern that if they did this match, say at WrestleMania, the crowd would boo Roman Reigns out of the building and cheer Triple H. It's hard to say if that would be the right move or not to do that match. But then again, if you do Roman Reigns versus just about anybody who the fans even remotely like, you're going to take that chance of having the fans boo Roman Reigns. Unless you put Roman Reigns against Cena, that would be interesting. Alright, this one comes from Liam Cooper. Do you think Roman Reigns would benefit from working with Paul Heyman? Not Heyman, he puts Heyman. I think that it could work. Paul Heyman could help a lot of guys as a mouthpiece, but with Roman Reigns, WWE is hell-bent on pushing him as the next top babyface. There's been no indication that they want to turn Roman Reigns heel. He's doing the charities, he's doing the Make-A-Wishes like John Cena. That's what WWE wants out of Roman Reigns. Would not make sense to put Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman unless they do a complete 180 on Roman Reigns' character, which I would be very surprised if that ever happens. But if Roman Reigns did turn heel, Paul Heyman would be a logical choice as a mouthpiece for Roman Reigns. But then again, things did not work out with Cesaro. It's all down to the writing and the storytelling, and it doesn't matter. You could put Paul Heyman there as a mouthpiece, but you have to have the right character development, the right storylines. All the pieces need to fit together for it to work. Alright, this one comes from Mikey Gormley. I've been watching SmackDown in 2002 and it's amazing television. Would ratings improve if Heyman became the lead writer of Raw? Paul Heyman is very clever when it comes to writing television. But there's politics in wrestling. And in order for Paul Heyman to succeed as a writer, as a creative person in the company, he needs to have as much control as possible. And there are differences in philosophies between Paul Heyman, Triple H, Stephanie. They all have different ideas of what works and what doesn't work. And at the end of the day, Triple H and Stephanie are the ones in charge. Paul Heyman is not. Paul Heyman, if he had to answer to them, I don't think he would be as effective as he possibly could if he had full control. So I would only even consider that if Paul Heyman was given full control. And unfortunately, I don't see that changing in WWE. I think that they are satisfied with having their huge booking committee and all their different writers, their big team of writers, and Triple H and Stephanie oversee everything. That's the format that they like, that they feel works best for business. And I don't think Paul Heyman would be able to offer much unless he's able to really have control and take charge and do things his own way. Alright, this one comes from Yusuf. Would you say Cena is up there with Hogan, Austin as Rock as one of the biggest names of all time? Absolutely. Right after Hogan, Austin, and Rock, Cena would be right there at number 4. As much as people would not like to admit this, Cena is a bigger star than Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, two of the greatest of all time in the ring, But as far as star power goes, John Cena is one of the biggest names WWE's ever had in the company. He is right up there. I mean, I would put Hogan and Austin at a close first and second, followed by The Rock. The Rock has had the most success outside of the ring, but when it comes to strictly the wrestling business, Hogan and Austin, I think most people would go with Austin as the biggest draw overall just because of how successful WWE got during the Attitude Era. They got to new heights with Austin. Hogan was a massive draw, the biggest of all time up until Austin. And then The Rock would be right there after Hogan and Austin, followed by John Cena. I mean, John Cena has been the top star for over a decade. His track record speaks for itself, whether you like the guy or not. All right, this one comes from Jimmy Shooker. Hey Aaron, what do you think would have been a better dream match at WrestleMania? Shawn Michaels versus Eddie Guerrero or Shawn Michaels versus The Rock? Please answer in video. Well, this ties in a little bit to the previous question. In terms of pure star power, Shawn Michaels and The Rock. The Rock, because of his drawing power, that match would be able to headline any WrestleMania, any arena, anywhere in the country, as Gorilla Monsoon would say. Eddie Guerrero and Shawn Michaels, I think, would be a better match. And if it was Eddie Guerrero at his peak with his character, Latino Heat in 2004, they would have torn the house down, no question about it. I don't think it would have had nearly the mainstream drawing power that a Shawn Michaels versus Rock match would have had. All right, this one comes from Levi Herrera. Hey Aaron, how would you feel about Brock Lesnar being in an Elimination Chamber match, either clean sweeping or losing to the final entrant? I would not put Brock Lesnar in an Elimination Chamber match unless he's winning. For him to be in it and lose, I think that would hurt his character. I know some of you out there feel Brock Lesnar should put over other people, but he is one of a kind in WWE. He is a special attraction. He's the guy that ended the streak, and he did win the best of 3 series with The Undertaker, and you want to protect Brock as much as possible. Now, if Brock is at the very end of his WWE career, and it's his last match or next to last match, then I think you could make an argument for him putting over somebody at Elimination Chamber. But, if Elimination Chamber is right before WrestleMania, you don't want to make Brock Lesnar too weak, because at the end of the day, WrestleMania is your biggest show, and you want Brock as strong as possible if you're putting him in a marquee match at WrestleMania. So that's just my take on it. But if you do Elimination Chamber, if WWE changes their schedule, does Elimination Chamber after WrestleMania, and it's Brock's last match, then one could make an argument for him putting over somebody in the Chamber. But I would avoid putting him in the Elimination match unless he's winning it. All right, this one comes from Trent Swag 316. Which former diva should go into the 2016 WWE Hall of Fame? My picks are Mickie James, Tori Wilson, Sable, or Beth Phoenix. Of those 4, I think the most realistic possibility is Sable, and I would go with Sable if I was going to choose from one of those 4, because she was one of the 90s divas. She was one of the first modern-day WWE divas. And she did have a successful career in WWE. She was one of the top stars in the company, right next to Austin and DX. She was there front and center during the Attitude Era. I would go with Sable. And also, I think she's the best choice, not because of that, but also because of who she's married to. I think that, the Hall of Fame is very political, and it pays to have friends in high places or significant others in high places, and to make Brock Lesnar happy, I could see WWE putting Sable in. It would not surprise me to see Sable in either 2016 or 2017. I mean, I definitely see her going in. It's just a matter of when. All right, this one comes from Mr. Yuck. Since WWE is on a 3-person faction kick, do you see Los Matadores or Lucha Dragons joining the Mex Americans? I think that would be a bad idea, because I think it would water down Del Rio and take away from his momentum. It would not make any sense to have Del Rio align with Sin Cara. If anything, I expect to see more Del Rio versus Sin Cara matches in WWE. But then again, nobody thought Zeb Coulter would team up with Del Rio, so maybe WWE is going to do this new faction where all these people you never thought would team together are all of a sudden teaming together. Who knows? But I think I would avoid doing another faction. I think you have enough right now in WWE, and I just think Del Rio's better off on his own with a mouthpiece, whether it's Zeb Coulter or preferably Ricardo. Alright, this one comes from D. Allen11. When I watch Seth Rollins, I truly believe he's the best in-ring performer I've seen in a long time. If not ever, your views. I totally agree with you. Maybe not ever, but certainly the best in a long time. Seth Rollins, from an athletic standpoint, is in a class of his own. I mean, the things that guy can do in the ring, I mean, he is just an extremely gifted athlete. No question about it. And he absolutely deserves the position he's in. I just feel that the company has done a poor job booking him. He should have been a more dominant champion. You know, sometimes it's fine to do the cowardly heel champion that always squeaks by, but with Seth Rollins, he's very credible as an athlete. So, I think it's not crazy to have him win some matches every now and then as a heel. I would like to see more of that from the WWE champion, I think it's okay every now and then to have him win by fluke, but for it to happen all the time, I just think it's hurt his character a lot. But yeah, and it just strictly in terms of his in-ring ability, Seth Rollins is right there at the top in WWE. I mean, you could say Cesaro's right up there with him and a few other guys, but he is, like I said, in a class of his own. Alright, that'll wrap it up for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please share it on Facebook, Twitter, any website you go on where people discuss wrestling. Have them check out NoDQ&A video. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest news and rumors regarding Survivor Series. And on that note, I will see you guys next time for more.